is Sarah.
This is Mark.
And this is Geeky Freaky.
Once you get past the wrist, you're home free.
Alright.
She's got gas. She gets gassy.
I'm drinking this too fast. Well, it's like before noon right now, and we woke up, and we were like, we need to get this done before we're sick and tired of talking about DefCon.
Definitely.
So we woke up, had coffee, and then went immediately to beer. And we just pushed 2 beers into our face, within the past 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So hopefully that does us well.
Yeah, we had the geeky down, but now we just got to get the freaky down, and then we have our show. Freaky, powered by beer.
And alright. We're doing beer again because all the other shit that we've been experimenting with has not served us as well as beer.
Yeah, other boozes tend to have weird side effects or whatever, but beer seems to be that put you into that mode. I call surfing mode. Or
surfing
whatever.
mode, yeah. It's a good idle.
You cruise.
Well, it's not like, it's like the day we did tequila, and we were sober throughout the entire podcast, and then as soon as we finished, we were blotto.
Yeah, you get the smackdown. It just happens all at once, and that's not what you want.
Yeah, I think we were like sitting on the floor of your living room, like...
Yeah, we turned into little puddles. And got emo on each other or something. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is fine, but not for after a podcast. That's more of a Saturday night type of thing. Just hang out and be puddles.
Be puddles.
So.
When does this happen?
What?
What?
What do you mean?
On Saturday night.
No, I'm just saying like on the weekend when you aren't shooting podcasts and you don't have any deadlines or anything. You just drink a bunch of tequila and just like
be assholes.
Be little fags together.
Speaking of fags, we have matching DefCon shirts. We went to...
Sorry, you can shoot that over.
Perfect. That was perfect. Exactly what he said. We went to DefCon this weekend, which was great. Like, we had a great time. I've been looking forward to going to DefCon since I was a little kid. Like, when I was, like, in 6th grade, I was like, I want to go to that one day and be a hacker, and I finally actualized that and feel that I'm worthy of it. And I earned my badge this year. I mentioned it on the last podcast, but I helped out with Crash and Compile, and I did all the graphics for the DefCon Darknet project.
Yep.
And I was able to earn my way, so it was that much more awesome for me. And Mark met up with us on Thursday, and after kind of a hellish week leading up to DefCon, we made it there intact.
Yeah, everything kind of came together at the last final seconds. The kits.
Yeah.
You had people helping finish assembly of the kits in the hotel room. So you did find a little herd of people to help you
down to the wire.
Get that done, yeah.
Well, we had like we had the Sin Shop people, we had like the local psychoholics, and then like the psychoholics who had flew here to Vegas for DefCon, and everyone kind of band together and went to Jeff's hotel room, and we had component static-free baggies all over the floor, and people. We were in an assembly line essentially, jamming, components into a bag and then passing it down the line, and then it would go to the end and the last person would tape it up and throw it into a box until we got them all done. And I mean, even before DefCon we were assembling kits at my parents' place because we had a little bit of a flooding issue at Jeff's house, so we had to completely pack everything up and relocate elsewhere and continue working. But everything got done on time. It was exciting. I didn't have to go wait in line for my badge. One of the most interesting things to me was the actual DefCon registration line. Smitty, the guy in charge of the Darknet project, went and picked up everyone in his development team's badges. So when I got to the room on Wednesday night, mine was waiting for me on my laptop bag, and there's like this
awesome,
cool moment of elation when I saw it sitting there, and I was just like, And we went down the next day, and all the psychoholics pooled their black badges together and turned them in, and went to Inhuman registration. But I got to walk past that line that was like a mile long of herds of people.
Wow.
And it was crazy because once you got up to the front of it, it switched back like 5 times.
There was like more at the end of the line. There was like 5 times more line.
Yeah. It was at the front of the line. Like the very front of the line switched back, like back and forth. Yeah.
They trick you.
They trick you. You're like, oh, we're almost there. And then like you start like doubling back and you're like, what the fuck? But no, on Thursday, pretty much by like 1 in the afternoon, they had actually processed everyone, and everyone got their badges and they were in. And the badges this year were cards. Since it was DefCon 21, I think they're playing
cards, and I have one, and we'll get you some video of more, but I have.
Yeah. Mark got a 5 of evil faces.
I got 5 of the little happy face with crossbones. I'll put it up here. So yeah, that's they're basically like a deck of playing cards. So everybody got a badge that was somehow from the deck.
There were 4 different suits. There was like the rotaries, the lockpick, the smiley angry face thing, and then the disc. So there were like the 4 elements of hacking, I guess. And I got the jack of rotaries, which I was really happy with because like the jack is a symbolic card to me, so it kind of worked out perfectly.
Oh, good.
And
even the symbolism in the card had a telephone cable, which is similar to your Cat 5
my Cat 5
cable, which is just freaking awesome.
It was cool. I was happy with it. Like I didn't want to trade anyone because a lot of people were trading badges like at the beginning to get like whatever suit they wanted or whatever.
Yeah,
it was kind of neat. The badges were very well made this year. Out of the ones that I've seen from Jeff's collection, I think they're my favorite. They're very artistic, and there were a lot of them. And I guess there was like every year, there was a badge challenge where there was, some sort of encrypted code, like on and in the badge, that like multi-layer, where you had to look at the lanyards, look at the badges, and encrypt them, and whatever messages you encrypted, they would lead you around the con, and there were these big vinyl kind of like seals, like on the floor of the convention center that had crypto on them, and there are people standing around with their laptops trying to like decode them and cipher what they said, and there's like a race to crack the code and figure out what the answer to the problem was.
Now, did this lanyard have the encryption in it?
They all did. Like we heard a rumor at some point that the lanyard.
So there's a pattern on the lanyard.
There's like 4 different kinds of lanyards. There was this one's a white one, as you can see. Yeah. But there were like white, black, red, and then there's like a black and white one and a black and red one, I think.
So there's something in here that's a part of a clue to the badge thing then?
Like you could line the
Oh, can you line?
Yeah, if you lined all of these up, they made a picture.
Okay. Yeah, I'm seeing on this one I'm seeing some numbers right here. On here it says 09 something blah blah blah.
I don't know.
So there are clues. I'm guessing there are clues in here.
I don't know what the hell you're supposed to be looking at, but people were actively trying to solve the badge challenge like the entire time that we were there, and I didn't pay any attention to it. I just thought the badges were kind of neat.
Yeah.
We what's it called? After Mark got there on Thursday, we were still pretty actively trying to finish up the kits on Thursday.
Yeah.
Because at that point, we met up with Smitty, and we still needed to come up with instructions to assemble the surface mount kit and the through-hole kit.
That's right.
So Thursday was pretty much, Jeff spent it taking photographs of what it took to assemble a kit, and then we braked and we went to the EFF Summit, which was this banquet to raise money for EFF, which is like the Electronic Freedom Foundation, yes. Frontier, or whatever.
Electronic Freedom Foundation.
Something like that.
It is that, yeah.
Okay.
They're a nonprofit.
Yeah. And we were on the VIP list, so we got to go to that and drink a lot of free booze, and they had this cool maze game, this augmented reality game, where they had a maze lined up on the floor, and you got to view yourself in third person, and you had to go to 3 specific points in the maze and then make your way back to the beginning, and you weren't looking. You're seeing yourself from third person wherever their camera was.
Yeah, you're wearing these little VR goggles, and you're seeing a camera's view, which is off to the side So you're seeing yourself as like a little 3D game character, and yeah, you had to match your emotion with that character. So you had to calibrate yourself to the image you were seeing of yourself.
We played it.
Yeah, we played. That was awesome.
And
we were one of the first people to play it when it opened up.
Yeah,
it was a blast. So
we were one of the first people, in line, and we walked around and bumped into each other, and we were like fighting one another like you weren't supposed to do in a maze, and like Mark grabbed my ass like a douchebag.
Yeah, like we're like at the middle point where because we start from opposite ends as we crossed over, and it was. I'm like, Sarah's right next to me, and her butt's touching my butt. So if my hand casually dropped to its side, it would touch her butt, but nobody would really notice.
Except for the announcer was like,
awesome.
No touching.
That made my moment.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I thought it was fun.
Yeah,
I was like, hey, I'm blind. I don't know where my hands are. I don't know where she is. I'm blind. So yeah,
very good.
I took advantage of the moment. Yes,
you get extra points for that.
I recommend that. If you're ever blind next to somebody who you think is like, has a nice butt, just do it. Do it. Anyways.
So we at some point then
we got thrown out of DefCon.
Yeah, and then we didn't get thrown out of DefCon.
I know.
That's the one thing that we didn't do that we were hoping to do is get kicked out. But at the EFF Summit, we ended up sitting in the DefCon lounge area, which was this dark, kind of quiet place where people were sitting, doing whatever.
I dropped the badge, but we don't need it anymore.
We met up with some of the other psychoholics and talked to them, and we drank and got a little bit shit-faced, and then at some point, Mark and I escaped because we were antsy, and we went to the bathroom, and then we went into the other conference halls, which were set up as like little mini nightclubs, kind of.
Yeah, everything was a different kind of styled nightclub. Yeah.
And
so we explored each one.
Like Kermit and Eli took the big LED panels that have been living at Jeff's house like over the past year, and they turned them into a light installation for the stage. So that was kind of cool to see. We kind of stood on the like sidelines of everyone dancing and just kind of like took it in, observed. Yeah. Because there wasn't enough people, and like my one complaint is like the music. It wasn't very good to dance to. Like it changed too often, and like the tempo wasn't fast enough.
Yeah, it's a really weird rave music.
Yeah. So Mark went home that night, and I went back up to the room. Actually, before he went home, I had to make the actual instructions for the Darknet kit, and that involved taking all of the photographs that Jeff had taken of him putting the kit together and compiling them in a web page that people could read and had the instructions. And I was absolutely tired, like completely done.
You were worn out. Yeah.
So he pulled up a chair at the side of the bed, and I had my computer, and my computer has this blackout problem where it will black screen randomly, and sometimes it's worse than others, but it happened to black out like 3 or 4 times in a row.
Yeah, while you were trying to transfer the pictures off the SD card.
And it was...
Yeah.
It sucked. So in the process of that, trying to do that, I ended up falling asleep. Like in a very serious way.
I'm like doing I just took the laptop, and I'm helping get the transfer of getting the files back onto the computer off the SD card. And I'm like, okay, it's done. And I look over, and you're like passed out. And I'm like, I just set the laptop there, and then I went over to the other end of the room and just talked to one of the other people in the room. And I think everybody else that was in the room left. Eventually, I went with them. But yeah, I saw Jeff pick up the laptop and then start doing the thing.
Jeff did the bulk of the resizing of the images and finishing the instruction page. And then we woke up the next morning at like 8:30, and I like rolled over and, kind of rubbed his shoulder, and he opened his eyes, and when the first thing out of his mouth was, I finished the first page, but the second page needs photos resized, must do before con starts. It's, and I was like, oh, and I'm like, fuck, Yeah. So before I even had my glasses on, I was still in my pajamas, like the laptop was still on the bed. I woke up and I finished resizing all the images and saved everything off and sent that over to Smitty, and we went down for breakfast. So, I showered, got cleaned up, and we went down and had a quick bite. And the first thing that I wanted to do, like on Friday, the first day of the convention, was go to the hardware hacking village, because that's what we actually do. Like, we don't hack computers, we make things that are electronic. So that interested me most. And we went in there, and I kind of was just, taken in by all the people sitting at the many tables soldering, which is kind of a cool thing to see.
Yes.
All these people soldering for, like, most of them for, like, the first time, learning how. And at some point, like, we were standing next to one of the tables, and I looked down and I saw the flyer that I had made. And it was sitting next to somebody's, like, bag of stuff. And I was like, oh, that's the flyer that I made. Somebody has it. And then I looked and saw that their laptop was on the table, and on the screen of the laptop were the instructions that I was working on 3 seconds earlier in bed in my pajamas.
That's awesome.
And I was just like,
Yay,
oh my God, it's there,
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit, no one sitting at this table has any idea that I was like, doing this in bed like 5 seconds earlier, like an hour earlier. It was not on the website, but they were all looking at it, and then that led me to look and see, oh, well, this person was actually assembling Jeff's kit. And then I looked down the table, and every single person sitting at the table was assembling the Darknet kit. It was like,
I think for the next 2 days, every time I went in there, it was DefCon, Darknet kit, and so I was impressed. I've done kits for like a conference like this before, and I made like 200 kits, and I think we were giving them away, and we got like rid of 5, and so I was like, oh, they're gonna make 300 kits, and they're just gonna like be sitting on all this stuff for 5 years from now, and I was worried
about that too.
Yeah, I was tickled pink that you guys like pulled this off, and
it was like
people were loving it, and they were building it, and it was just awesome.
Oh yeah, it was cool. It kind of brought a level of like celebrity status to Jeff, because he built this kit, all on his own, and it was cool to have a part in that project, because it went over so well, and it made me feel good that it got such great feedback. But by the second day, by Saturday in the morning, the kit was completely sold out.
Yep.
And
awesome.
Yeah, it was a good thing. That was the highlight of my day for sure. It was interesting how, like, as far as like the lock picking thing goes, like there's a lot of interesting stuff to be learned there. Like, I'm not necessarily into the whole like, how can I break into this stuff? Like, and I'm more into making things, and I don't know, I'd like to see more of that at DefCon. But like, it was cool to see how many people were interested in picking locks.
I have a lockpick set right here.
And Mark ended up getting one. Like, the one thing that we didn't really get to do was sit down with somebody and have them show us how to pick locks.
So for $25,
for $25,
I picked up a set of lockpicks. So these are all, and they have different shapes at the ends, and they're earwax cleaners apparently.
Mark.
Dropping them over. No, we'll get it after. Don't worry about it. So these are.
You're dropping all of your earwax.
I have yet to pick a lock. I bought this. I played at the table a little bit. I played with my mom's deadbolt on her door, and she yelled at me like I was gonna wreck the lock, which is probably true. So at some point, I have a box of old locks. I'm gonna go and just sit at a table one night, and I'm gonna pop those locks.
Yeah, pop it.
I'm gonna pop that lock.
Pop that shit.
I'm just gonna get in there, and I'm gonna pop that lock.
Yeah.
Anyways.
So we
Oops. All right.
Mark, you suck at this.
We have people.
But there was supposed to be like they set up like 15 different pubs in the convention area that night. So you're supposed to crawl down these pubs and drink.
Oh yeah.
And Kermit and Eli again had like parts of the light panels and Kermit's light tree set up throughout DefCon, and we checked it out and like danced a little bit, and then kind of just ended up back up in the room. Like when we got back up to the room on Friday, Mark and I passed out diagonally across the bed.
Yeah.
Mark passed out on the foldy out bed thingy.
Yeah.
Like just
oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I think just like at some point we just ran out of. We went back to the room for we thought a few minutes. I think we just ran out of steam.
We were dead. Yeah.
And yeah, I just like
We were
I think I
supposed
laid
to.
on the sofa and then
You were
I already
gone.
pulled it? I don't know if I remember.
That was the night you pulled the bed out for sure, but the bed was already out, and you laid down on the mattress
Yeah.
with the. We gave you a sheet, and then
That's
we
right.
were out, and Jeff went back down, and
Yeah,
like I fucking don't remember shit that night. I was tired,
yeah.
a lot of overwork being.
Yeah, that's the thing is you go all day, and then you get that 1 minute of like you think you're gonna take a breather, and your body just says, "Okay, I'm done," and you're out, and you're
We were gone.
yeah, keep moving or you'll fall asleep, kind of thing. So we stopped moving for 5 minutes, and we
We were done.
So which is fine. I don't know. I hate cons where I don't get any sleep because then I don't enjoy the daytime because I'm tired.
Everyone-
I'd rather just get
yeah.
a full night's sleep and enjoy the day.